Do you have like a I don't know. I'm just kind of like worried about like my weight and stuff, and just trying to figure out like what's going on so I can try and lose weight. I'm trying to just trying to try and get me off the couch a little bit more and try and get out and exercise and that kind of thing. But anyway, it's just been bothering me.
It's been bothering you that you feel like you have an issue with weight?
Well, I just feel like, I mean, I am a little overweight and I need to, lose a few pounds, and I just seem to have trouble, getting there to do that. Like, I know what I need to do, like exercise and eat right, and I'm just having trouble,
doing
it.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
I wonder if some of it's just like mental stuff. I don't know.
So do you feel like, how long have you felt like you needed to lose weight?
I've probably put on a few pounds over the last, 6 months or so, like where it's just, where I'm just not exercising as much as I used to and getting out as much. And
okay. And so do you feel like that's affecting you mentally, physically? Do you feel more tired? Do you notice a difference in anything?
I don't have as much energy as I, normally do. But it's more, I just don't like the way I'm looking right now.
Gotcha. So you're trying to find a way to be able to get the motivation to actually do the things you need to do?
Yeah, I just don't like the way that I look. And I want to try and do something about it. And
it's really bothering me.
Yeah.
Okay. So your issue, you feel like if you start to exercise and eat right, that you will feel better about yourself, or?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah,
because
hopefully,
goal? Yeah, my goal is to lose a few pounds, and I just want to, feel better about myself, because I'm just not liking the way I'm looking right now.
Okay. And so have you tried it all? Have you tried just like simple things like I'm going to try to eat well or better, or try to cut out some calories or whatever it is, or done a little bit of exercise instead of trying to attack the whole thing at one time and go, I'm going to eat well and I'm going to do this? Have you ever tried to do it in smaller steps?
Yeah.
Yeah, and have you ever had any success with that?
Yeah, but then I just fall back to, like it just doesn't last,
Gotcha.
And I just really want to feel better about myself.
Yeah. So, give me just a moment. So I'm thinking that maybe the way you're thinking about your exercise and eating habits, like people say that if you want to change something about yourself, you have to make it a whole lifestyle change. For example, people go on diets, but most people who go on diets, they lose weight and then they go back to the way they were before.
Right, yeah.
And so I feel that and don't get me wrong, I have a very hard time with this, but I think that if you can make an entire lifestyle change, and maybe, it depends on your personality, but maybe do little things and then add something, maybe like every week, or, start out, if you like walking or whatever you like to do, start out, I'm going to walk however many days a week.
Yeah.
And I just think those are examples. I think maybe we should try to come up with some sort of a plan. But I also am worried that you aren't feeling good about yourself. I don't know that weight necessarily needs to. I think we get that put upon us in our culture, and so we're told, you don't look good, or you need to do this or that. Is any of that going on? Do you feel like it's something from the outside, or do you feel like it's something from the inside?
Well, I don't know. It might be a little bit of both. I definitely don't like the way I look, and I'm not, I'll go for walks I'll go for walks, and, you know, I'm just not liking the way that I look. I just don't feel good about myself.
Okay. Well, okay, I just want to make sure because sometimes other people will put that on us and make us feel bad about ourselves when we really are all different shapes and sizes, and if somebody thinks somebody's big, it doesn't mean they are. Or
yeah, I mean, it's not really coming from anybody else. It's just you know, I just.
So we need to figure out what is kind of keeping you from being able to do what to achieve your goal.
Yeah.
And I think that this is a really tough thing for so many people.
Yeah.
Because it's so common. We all want to, you know, to look a little different or lose weight or different things. And it's a hard thing for people to get their mind set to be able to do it. So
yeah. So I mean, that's just it. I just want to, you know, I want to feel better. I want to look better. So it's just, you know, like I get in these habits of, you know, just maybe going for a walk. And, you know, when I used to like go for a run, and, you know, instead of eating, you know, like a salad for lunch, you know, I go for, you know, like the grilled cheese or something.
Right. Well, I think that obviously it sounds like, you know, you realize that maybe some dietary things you could change.
Mm-hmm.
But that's hard. You have to figure out in your, however you process it or do it. If you go to a restaurant, I mean, we can play around with this. You can play different games with yourself, so to speak, and just say, okay, I'm only going to look at the salad section. Or I'm only going to, and some or all of my, what I'm telling you may help and it may not, but I'm just trying to figure out how you think about and process things and what would be helpful for you in those instances.
Yeah.
And so maybe if you go to a restaurant, only look at the salad part.
Yeah.
Or tell yourself, I'm only going to do this many calories a day. And have one day a week where you can eat anything you want.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of different ways that this can be. I understand that. I understand, you know, you start, I've done it, you start to do something that's good for you, and then you mess up and you're like, well, I already did it, so I'm just going to eat that grilled cheese, or I'm just going to keep, you know, and you start on that cycle as far as, then you're not going to, you talk yourself into keeping on eating bad or eating not as healthy.
Yeah, I mean the hard thing is, you know, I might even make myself a salad for lunch, and then I make like macaroni and cheese or grilled cheese or something like that for the kids, and then, you know, they might not finish it, and so I'm like, oh no, I'll go ahead and eat that, and
right,
and you know, I just you know, I just feel really bad for doing that, like, yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people are really hard on themselves, and I understand that. I've done that. I think that hopefully we can help you to not feel so bad about it. I also almost feel like maybe you need to see some sort of a nutritionist or something. I can help you find the psychological part as far as how you think about food and exercise and what is putting you in or out of a mode.
Yeah, well, I think that's it, because I know like what I should eat and what I shouldn't eat and that kind of thing, and I know how many calories I'm supposed to get in, but, you know, it just starts getting, you know, it just gets overwhelming to me, and I'm just, you know, I'm busy, and I just, you know, I don't, you know, I just feel really bad about myself, and so I'm kind of like, oh, well, what's the point, and, you know.
And so you start doing, some sort of kind of a downward spiral a little bit, or you get, I completely understand what you're saying. I think a lot of people do that, unfortunately. So we need to try to find a way to kind of build your self-esteem so you won't feel as bad about some of the choices you're making, but also to help you find the way that what will work for you and the way that